Hmm. So in the last class, we have discussed how the data uh, will be flown to one system to another system, right? And we have seen how the upstream system and what is downstream system, and right. What are the things needed for a project, that also we have discussed. So just wanted to show you once again the diagram how the project flow will be, okay, and how the data will be generated, and from where the data comes for us, and where we load the data. Okay, this project is always for any data warehousing project. Okay, it is common what I am going to explain, right? This is common for any project. These are all mandatory things which we require. Hmm? Okay, for any project, if you want to start as a database developer, as a data warehouse developer, as a data engineer, as a data analyst, okay, as a data scientist. Whatever position you take, designation you take, it is a common for you to start. Okay. Without source, there won't be any data. Without a target, you cannot store the data, right? For anything, somewhere, some data should be generated, and we can consume the data, and using that data, we can show our reports. Okay. So this is very important actually. Hmm? So here maybe you are theoretically saying, okay, but in real time, if you go, you can remember, I mean, you can recall my words every day, okay, when you enter into IT, 100%. Because everywhere you go, any data warehouse project, any database developer, any data scientist, they need the data from some other places. Some other places means someone will give you the data, okay. So nowadays, you might have seen how drastically data is generating every day. If you take WhatsApp, we used to chat, huh? We used to make a comments, we used to do something in WhatsApp, right? And every day, so many millions of the people are using nowadays WhatsApp, and they are messaging photos, they are messaging uh, charts, they are doing charts, and entire data will be stored in the server, correct? And whenever you want to see the data again, it you can able to see. I mean, if the data is not stored, then you cannot able to see the data. If the data is stored in the server, then whenever you want any history data, you can able to see them. For example, in mobile, if you have if you have downloaded any movie, and whenever you want to watch, you can able to watch the movie. If you delete the data, if you delete the movie, then you cannot able to watch that movie. It is simple, right? So now, if you take another example, Facebook, okay, and Twitter, hmm? And these social networking apps, it is millions of data every day it is generating. Okay, millions of data. So they require a servers. Okay, and whenever you open the app, right, you immediately see the data because of your server fastness. If the server is not fast, if your technology is not fast, then you may not able to see the data that much fast. Earlier in olden days, okay, at that time, if you want to see the data, okay, for a small set of data also, it used to take the data time. I have seen when I have purchased my mobile, okay, at that time I had a 256 MB RAM, I guess. Hmm. and some 4 GB or something, or my something, some space was there. Now you see, I have a mobile, 12 GB RAM, 256 memory. It is like a small phone because 256 we have a small laptop we are getting now. Okay. Now laptops also getting increased their spaces 1 GB, 1 TB, 2 TB, right? Because you want to store the data. Okay, for that, right, somewhere, some system, it's needed for to store the data actually. Okay, so that is called, we called as a, in IT, it's a upstream system. So here is your upstream system. Okay, and these guys generates the data. How those guys generates the data? It depends on any social network, anything. Okay, always it is giving, I don't know, default level. Upstream system. Hmm? This upstream system, okay, what it does, it generates the data. Hmm? So for this, what we do, OMS. Okay, OMS means it is a common word. OMS. OMS means Order Management System. So some system will be there. Okay, so that system generates the data. So if you go to the bank, okay, that bank guy who is sitting there, right? He will enter the details. For example, you are a new customer. First, he creates a ID and a name. He will gather all the required documents, and he will create a bank account for on your name, right? So, like that, he will enter the data. It means their data will be generated. And WhatsApp, when you purchase, when you install in your mobile, that WhatsApp, when you chat with your friends, right? At that time, data will be generated. So, like that, there are multiple examples are there. Okay. So, in data warehouse, we used to get, okay, we used to get, one is a files, and another one is a database. Okay. And under files also, you can categorize like, uh, text file, hmm, XML file, hmm, Excel file, Excel file, hmm, JSON file, okay, and ORC file, huh, Avro file, and Parquet file. Like that, there are many are there. Okay, there are many. So this is something. One second. I'll take. This is getting a very problem for me always. Okay, now let's check this. Okay, files, under files. Hmm, under files. Okay, as I mentioned, text file. Okay, under text file, you will have a .csv, hmm, and .dat file. Okay, like this you will have, and .txt. Under same txt file, you will have a JSON. Hmm? JSON format, and XML format, hmm, XML file, and Excel file, hmm, and this is these are the normal files. And when it comes to the big data files, okay, under big data files you have a WARC file, hmm, uh, normal text file also we will have in big data, and then you will have a Avro file, huh, and then Parquet file. Okay, so like this. So these types of files, you may get any one file from your upstream system. It depending on the your source, how they are generating the file for you. Okay, and here, and one more type called fixed width file. Fixed width file. So this is also one of the file fixed width. Okay, and this is one thing. Hmm? And coming back to the database. Okay, under databases, you have a many databases: Oracle, Teradata, Snowflake. So there are many, and Databricks. Okay, so there are many databases are there. So it depending on the project, which project you are running, and what project it is, that is you don't need to worry. So you just understand what is my file, hmm, and how I have to load that file into my target. That you need to think for now. No need to what is the project and what is the what will be there inside. You don't worry about, okay, whether you have a file or not, and whether it is a source as a target or not. Sorry, source is a table or not. Whether it is a target cloud, or it is a normal on-premise, or it is a text file. What is the my source? That you need to understand in a real-time environment. Okay, you no need to worry what is project, whether it is a bank project, whether it is a sales project, whether it is a insurance project, whether it is a telecom project. You don't need to worry at all. Okay, only you have to worry is what is your source, whether it is a file, whether it is a table, whether it is a cloud. That you need to think. Okay, that is very, very important. And once you do the uh, connection, I mean, when you start any project, at that time, you need to have a discussion with the upstream system. Okay. So this upstream system will give you the details of file name, huh, and column names and sample data. You have to ask if it is a new table, or if you are new file onboarding into your project, then you need to have a call with them. That is very, very important. And your project will be sitting here. Okay, and you need to make a connection to transfer the file from upstream system to your system. Okay, consider your system is cloud environment. Consider your system is cloud environment. Hmm? Your system is cloud. It is nothing but Azure. Okay, you are using a Azure. Hmm? Okay, under Azure, what exactly Azure does? Okay, so Azure is a it's a set of I mean, one area it will create for you. Hmm? Okay, so let me show you one example. Hmm? Azure Cloud. One second, Azure architecture. Okay, just I'm trying to check the architecture so that you will get some understanding. Clarity. Yeah, what is So you see this is workload web services to ML and blah blah. So you will be using this Azure portal. Okay. Using the Azure portal, you will have a CLI third party also you can use. So using resources, it will create a services, whatever services you require and all. Okay. So similarly, simply if I want to, if you see here, okay, one second, I need to take exact one so that you will get understood better. Mm, mm. See, this is Windows 10. Here is your software, and this is a gateway. Okay, here you have a SQL and storage of front delivery controller. This is something the architecture of okay these clouds and all they will create. Okay, for us we don't need to understand, but the architecture is very important to uh, how this blob and how the services installed. Those are required. Hmm? But here, what you need to understand here is you will have a one location where your file will be stored. Okay, that is called a blob in Azure. Hmm? First, you need to create a container. Hmm? Container is nothing but you might have seen the containers, right? So which uh, stores the uh, products, correct? That called a containers. Okay, so that is called a container. So here we will create a container, but this container stores the data. Data means it's a file actually. Always container will be stored only file, whether it is a CSV, data, text, JSON, whatever it is, it does not matter. Hmm? But it will store the file. Keep that in mind. Hmm? And from here, you need to connect with your Snowflake, Databricks, any other ETL. Hmm. Hmm? Snowflake or Databricks. Hmm? Redshift. Hmm, blah blah. You can store the data. If your target is a Snowflake, then you will be using this blob to here. Hmm. And if it is your Databricks, you can use this blob to here. If it is a Redshift, yes, you can use from here to here. This is your blob. This is your container where you will be storing the file. Now we can say that ADLS also Azure Data Lake. Hmm? You can call out blob or ADLS like this. So this is the path, and from here you can extract the file and you can store the data into Snowflake. Okay, and hmm, Databricks. If it is your target is the Databricks. If it is your target is Redshift, then you can use this. And after that, once you load the data, okay, so that is the reason we are going to give a connection from our upstream system to from to our project. This is our connection. To transfer the file, there will be some system will be there here, okay, which will keep here, and it will transform the file from this from our upstream system to our system. So this is the third party anything. Okay, nowadays we have a MuleSoft. Earlier we have C Burger, and there are other softwares are there. Those softwares, it will transfer the file from one system to another system. This is complete different system, and this is complete different system, right? So we will give the details here, and it will transform the data like this. Okay. And now once we load the data, what we do, we will also send the data to our downstream systems. Okay. This is called a, for example, this is a downstream system, and this is your Power BI. Consider this is your Power BI. And this is considered downstream system. Downstream. So they may use for their purpose, and Power BI is used to generate the reports by using the data what we have in Snowflake or Databricks or Redshift. Okay. So like this, the data will be processed. On top of that, where DBT will be sitting here? That is the now question. Under Azure, you can integrate this DBT here itself. Okay, between the between your container to Snowflake, or under here, it's a separate entity again here. So this will be if you run here, right? It will we have seen already how the data will be processed, right? We have seen already. So similarly, what it does, it will process the data using DBT into a Snowflake. Even you can process the data using the data DBT into Databricks or Redshift. Anywhere you can process. Only you need to create a connections. That is very important. As after that, right, this diagram says it will go from here to here. Otherwise, Databricks to downstream system, the Snowflake to downstream system. It depends on your target database. Okay. So this is the just a project overview. Now what we need to do? That is very important. Hmm? So you got this understanding of how the data flow, right? From one system to one system. So this is how you will be, your architecture will be for any project. It is a common diagram for any project. I have covered entire files and databases. And here, sometimes APIs also will be there. Any doubts here before I go to another topic? Hello? Hello?
No, bhaiya.
అదే ఏమన్నా చూడ మీకు ఏమన్నా అని ఉమ్, ఉమ్, ఆ? అజయ్, మదన్, మనోహర్, మనోహర్, అవునా? చౌడు ఉందా మీకు ఏమన్నా అని